welcome to today's COVID-19 update. We're speaking with the Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony. Minister Anthony, again, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you very much for having me on the program.
Yes, sir. One of the first questions I have from the Guyana Chronicle, they're asking about how many MPs have been vaccinated, and if you can provide a breakdown as to how many on the government side and on the opposition side.
I don't have that information available to me right now, but we can certainly provide that to you. I know several ministers have already taken the vaccine. They have gotten their first dose. Some of them did not go on the day that we had designated for MPs, but some of them did it earlier. Some of them went back to their constituency and did it there so as to increase people's confidence in getting the vaccine. On the opposition side, again, I don't have the precise numbers, but I've seen photographs of opposition member Gita Chandan taking the vaccine. I know Mr. Ramjatan took the vaccine. Mr. Trotman took the vaccine. So there are quite a few persons who have taken the vaccine. And then we also have, outside of the parliament, you have all the former past presidents took the vaccine. So President Granger and his wife took the vaccine. President Ramatar and his family took the vaccine. Former President Bar Jagdeo also took the vaccine. So, and of course, former President Samuel Hines and his wife also took the vaccine. So a lot of prominent people have actually come forward and taken the vaccine, and some of them have even offered words of encouragement to others who are 60 and above to come out and get the vaccine. As we get more vaccines, of course, we're going to lower the age, and we encourage people when your opportunity comes around that you make sure that you come out and get your vaccines.
Another question from the Guyana Chronicle, they're asking, on Monday, you mentioned that there had been 100% vaccination coverage of health workers in some regions. They're asking if you can see the regions, those regions.
Well, the region that has so far immunized all of their healthcare workers is Region 9. Others would have not completed 100%, but certainly would have done a large percentage, and that's Region 2 and Region 6. I think in both 2 and 6, they have about 70-something% of their healthcare workers have been immunized. Others are a little bit lagging, so we have to pick up in those other areas. And I think as more people come out and get vaccinated, that too is encouraging healthcare workers to take the vaccine.
Today, Minister, we have a few questions well from the private media. Another question from the Guyana Chronicle, they're asking, following meetings between the task force and authorities in Region 8 and 9 last week, there has been a call for increased vaccination there. So they're asking, will there be any consideration for vaccinating persons other than healthcare workers and the elderly in those specific regions, as they have some vulnerability to Brazil?
It's something that we'll certainly look at, and again, as we get more vaccines, we'll look at different ways of prioritizing those vaccines. I think those two regions are a bit concerned because of their proximity to Brazil, and sometimes you have people coming across from Brazil who might not come through the official channels, so there's no way of knowing whether they have crossed over into Guyana, So that's something that we have to keep monitoring. We have set up a surveillance network in the Rupununi and in Region 8, so that to detect any persons that would cross, and based on that to also offer testing to them so that we can detect whether or not people are coming over, if they're positive and so forth. So that type of monitoring is going to continue because we're also trying to monitor to see, to reduce the amount of people crossing. We know that the challenges that Brazil is currently experiencing with the P1 variant, and certainly we like to reduce that kind of influx of people coming across the border.
All right, and my next question is from Starbrook News. They're asking whether there are any reports of persons having severe reaction after taking the vaccine, and if the team is conducting monitoring outside of the usual 15 minutes, if they're doing any other type of monitoring of patients.
Again, we have not had any adverse reaction to these vaccines that we're using. Globally, there haven't been any adverse reaction per se. With AstraZeneca, there was about a week ago the issue dealing with blood clotting, but I think that has now been resolved by the European Medical Regulatory Agency, where they found that in the vaccinated population that the blood clots were far less than in the non-vaccinated population. So they have continued the use of the vaccine in Europe, and so that has alleviated whatever fears people might have had. In Guyana, we continue to monitor. We monitor not just after you get the vaccine for the first 15 minutes, but a lot of people who would have received the vaccine would have received a call within a 24-hour period to find out how you've been doing and if you had any side effects and so forth. And based on that, that is fed into our national pharmacovigilance system. And if we detect anything, then of course we have to act. And we also have to report that to the regional pharmacovigilance system. So we have been doing that. We haven't detected any adverse event here in Guyana. Of course, we do have the reactions that people would get with vaccines. We have seen people getting, pain at the site, some people getting fever, some getting chills, some getting general fatigue, some getting headaches. But these are quite normal when you receive a vaccine, and within a 24-hour, 48-hour period, they all disappear. So that's the kind of reaction that we've been getting from most people. And in some cases, a lot of people said they haven't had any reaction. So that perhaps is a good thing as well.
Yes. All right, Minister, as we wrap up, I just want to ask you a general question. How has the vaccination campaign been going since we started?
I think the vaccination campaign has been going quite well. Most regions we have seen a good uptake of the vaccine. I'm concerned about Region 10. We haven't had such a good uptake as yet, but I'm hoping that as we work with more of the leaders in the community that is going to change. So hopefully we'll see a better uptake in Region 10. As of yesterday, we had 20,470 persons who have received their vaccine. And we'll continue giving vaccines today. So generally we do about 2,000 immunization per day. So we'll see those numbers keep climbing.
All right. Well, thank you, Minister.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's it for today's COVID-19 update. We, of course, just spoke to the Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony. Remember, for more information, you can log on to our website, dpi.gov.gy, and the Ministry of Health's website as well, health.gov.gy, and, of course, our social media platforms.